All right, one of the sex. Did that get your attention? Yeah, we're going to be talking about sex here. Every now and then, it seems like a once a year occurrence. I got to talk about one of the biggest issues in my life, which is the fucking sexual issue. And I'm always reminded when it comes down to a conversation that there are so many people out there like me who are thinking they're fucked up, they're struggling, oh my gosh, and blah, blah, blah. And the world has 100% convoluted what sex is, what we think it should be, and then also biblically what we're told. So let's fundamentally get this out of the way off the bat, right? Yeah, biblical law, and again, I'm going to what pastors have told me, and I'm going to agree with them because they study the Bible so much more than I do. Sex outside of marriage, anything outside of that is a sin. There, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not. I will. You will never get me that says that the Bible is open to interpretation about what is sexually moral and what's not. So many people out there, they want to use like the argument for homosexuality. Well, in Greek it really translated into pedophile, and it meant boys, not men. I don't care. I don't care. Because if I'm more fucked up than you possibly understand, the point of this is to get you to understand that there's a relatability factor, and you're not alone. You're not alone in your fucked upness, right? I want to give you a little bit of hope on this gorgeous Saturday. But I want to open up and share to you what I do because I believe in being transparent. If we're connecting as social media personas who are connecting with you, you need to know you're not fucking fucked up. You're not alone. So, biblically speaking, yes, anything outside of fucking marriage is a sin. We've established that. Can you adhere to biblical law? I can't, and that's why I need Christ on a daily basis. But unless you live on a desert island but some of us who are guys, we'd probably find the nearest oasis and we would make a sand sex doll and we would be dry mounting that until our fucking cockskin wore off. It'd be so stupid. That's how desperate we are. Dennis Prager, once on one of his shows, said that the one question he would ask if he ever had one question to ask to God is, why did you make the male sex drive so strong? And, that's a great question. So, when it comes to this issue of sexuality and shit online, we're in a day and age now where I don't care who the fuck you are. It's impossible to avoid the temptation of fucking sex. It is. It's everywhere. You open up your Instagram. Ladies, you look amazing. You look amazing. I'm a sapiophile too. You could look, 1 to 10, you could be a fucking 5, and I'd still find you fucking attractive if you're intelligent because I'm a sapiophile. So I have this idiosyncrasy that I do that some of you fucking know because you've slid in my DMs. Women slide in my DMs all the fucking time, and you bet your ass I talk to women. I'm single. I've been single for almost 4 years now. I casual sex, I just don't do it. I do sext a lot. I have sexual conversations. I love that type of energy. No, that's wrong. I like that type of energy. I don't love it. Because there is the post-nut clarity where you wind up, we have our moment as men and we're like, God, why the fuck did I do that? So I want you to, the point of this is I want you to understand that you're not alone, right? Sexual addiction is a real fucking thing. I've just embraced mine. I've embraced mine, but because I understand where it comes from. And that's the number one thing that I think you have to do if you're struggling with a sexual addiction, even to pornography, because so many people think that porn is an addiction because they're objectifying women, this and that. I use porn because of my arousal from pornography is when women are interpreted to enjoying whatever deviant thing they're doing at their mindset because it shows women empowerment and they are allowing the man that they use in that scenario to connect with them on a deeper level. My head is so fucked up. The way that goes for me is I go into this state of deep intimacy connection of what would it be like to be in a relationship where somebody opens up to you with their most severe trauma, their most severe sexual deviancy, their most intimacy, and you connect with them on that person. That has got to be such a level of intimacy that is just, we all crave. So in my mind, that's where it goes in certain aspects. I don't look at using women. I look at women who are embracing and empowering the energy they're giving on there. So I'm not a fan of people, and again, remember, I'm going to go back biblically. Is porn bad? Yep, sure shit is. Does it do shit to your brain? Yes, it does. So I don't think I'm defending it, but at the same point in time, too, it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. If you're an influencer and you've got your fucking cleavage sticking out, it's porn, guys. I don't give a shit what it is because you're putting stuff out there. I always talk to people off the bat because my level of addiction comes from a place of lack of intimacy. So I'm a huge dodo. If you've ever seen the movie Indecent Proposal, Woody Harrelson at the end of it talks about the dodo bird, right? The dodo bird, which is extinct, was infamous for finding other nests that had eggs in it. The nests were already built, so the dodo would go in there, destroy the eggs, and then try to take over the nest to lay its own eggs. That's me. I'm a fucking scumbag and a half. The amount of married women I have talked to, got them to open up with me about the stuff that their husbands weren't doing in order for me to try to have that ego feed of, yeah, you'll look at me because he's not fulfilling your needs, and even slept with. It's vile. I mean, it's just one of the biggest sins and aspects of piece of shit that I am, right? So I have gone after married women for years because of that. Oh, you've got something, I want it, and I'm going to try to see if I can take it for you. It's a complete scumbag ego feed, and I'm very aware of it. But over the years, I've determined that's my jealousy for the intimacy that a couple has, and I have always, they do the work. So why don't I just slide in and be like, oh, it's going to make me feel better knowing that she could relate to me in ways that he can't to him. So it's a deep psychological issue of not feeling good enough, not feeling confident enough, and not having enough self-value. And it all reflects back on lack of self-love. These are all things I'm very aware about the man that I was into the man that I became, right? So when it comes back down to it, I will tell people, because of abandonment issues and everything else, and this is where I'm going with you who has any type of addiction out there, you have to identify what your issues are and what your idiosyncrasies are. I will get women sliding in my DMs all the time, flirting, all the time, and I'll nail them with the biggest information about me that is the most deviant, scary, taboo, shocking possible to see if you'll fucking stick around. Because as you know, all of us are on our best behavior when we try to court somebody for dating, business, friendship, you name it. But I crave, in a digital day and age where we don't have that intimacy of connection anymore, I crave the fucking rawness. Do women who are out there doing shit like OnlyFans and whatnot, I have more respect for them because, believe it or not, they're putting a vulnerability out there and they know they're facing judgment 10, 15 years from now, if not now. And I look at them as, you have the balls to do that. You understand the risk and the consequence, but you're still being more admittance of an issue that you have that safe people won't. I gravitate towards people who own their sexual deviancy far more than others who don't, because that's where hypocrisy lives. We can admit, hey, we're fucked up, we need help. I will tell people off the bat, this is what I'm into, this is what I've done, this is what I've seen, this is what fucks with my head, all this, because I want to connect and I want to see who's going to stick around for more than 5 minutes, who's going to run, who's going to look at me and go, holy shit, what is wrong with you? And during that phase of rejection, how do I react? Where do I go? What do I run to? Do I run to the Bible? Do I run in prayer? Do I run to other people for consultation? These are all things that I think you need to look at when it comes down to levels of sexual deviancy and addiction, that you're not fucked up. You're fucked up, but the fact that you can admit it and own it is something. If you're struggling with the counterbalance of you think you should be a fucking perfect little saint out there, and your pastor or anybody else is, you're going to hell because you're masturbating to fucking gangbang porn. It's like, dude, I can guarantee you behind closed doors, he's doing shit too. So every now and then this topic comes up in my feed or in my DMs or in a conversation, and I'm like, I need to address this, that there's so many people out there struggling with, am I normal? And I will tell you, you're fucking not normal, because it's impossible for you to be normal the way we were designed. You're supposed to take a fucking step towards, Christ every day more closer. I fail every day, but again, too, what I don't do is I don't use that failure as a justification to fail again. Meaning I'm like, all right, fucked up today. Jesus has my back. I'm going to watch porn tomorrow, and I'm good at I fucking struggle with it all the time. There are moments, and I'll be as fucking transparent as possible. You're going through the act, right? You're going, motherfucker, the Holy Spirit is watching. Shit! And you feel like complete and utter shit. And there have been times, stop right in the middle of it, get down on my knees and go, can you give me a hand here? Because I'm not supposed to do this, right? But then I'll go through the Bible with a fine-tooth comb going, wait a minute, this guy had 6 wives, this had this, oh, I could do this. So the justification for my sin, it's not there, right? But at the same time, too, I feel such a calling on this subject. It's kind of like I started the podcast, And God Created Woman, to talk about one of the worst, darkest, most horrible aspects of our lives, which everybody proclaims is the most beautiful in marriage. Like, you're supposed to be able to fucking pour motor oil on your wife in marriage, give her a lampshade and a rubber chicken and tell her, hey, bitch, sing Ethel Merman show tunes while I masturbate on the couch looking at you. And everyone's like, that's okay. It's in the course of marriage. But if you do it outside of marriage, you're fucked up, right? I don't want anybody to feel like shit, because the topic of sex, the conversation of sex, and everything else that we wind up doing, man, it is the most black and white and gray area at the same time shit on the planet. But every now and then I feel this compulsion to talk about this, because even though these thoughts are scattered, and this is a stream of thought consciousness, talk about this, someone out there can feel exactly what I mean, and they're like, oh my God. And if you could breathe a little bit knowing, listen, I don't care what you've seen, what you've done. I don't care what your relationship is with somebody else. I'm just here to let you know that there's hope. You get through it. It doesn't get any easier, but it gets better. You'll understand what I mean when that happens. And you are not as fucked up as you think you are. As long as this is the way I look at it. As long as you are never forcing your sexual deviancy, immorality, fantasies, taboos, darkness on another person, you're good. Never force, never take advantage of, always be transparent. And when you build a relationship and you seek intimacy, have these conversations. Because I'm going to tell you, for every one of the married women I've ever talked to, the number one reason why they run and talk to me is because they never felt that they could talk to their husbands about these things. Imagine if we lived in a relationship at a time where men and women could go to their spouses and say, listen, I'm feeling kind of fucked up tonight, but I want to see you doing X, Y, and Z, or I want to do X, Y, and Z, or I want this done to me. Am I safe to talk to you about this? This is one of the greatest things about my life, is the fact I know I'm very aware of this, and why I bring this into conversations with people in the beginning who are interested in me, to weed out those who are not going to stick around in my life. You are completely in control over this. It is not a death sentence for you, in the sense of you not being able to function in life. And if you need any help whatsoever, slide in my DMs. I'm always here to talk to you guys. Hope that makes sense. Stream of consciousness, but every now and then this topic comes up, and I think it's important to talk about. We're all fucking deviants, but there is hope. You guys have a great day.